Ooh, and the weed sings lullabies to the savages hanging on the wind. Ew, welcome back. Yeah, I fuck with stones. But anyway, so today we're going to be doing a simple upper body strength workout. Simple because you can use 2 bottles of wine if you wanna. Of course, if you have dumbbells, use your dumbbells. Let's start by shaking it out. So important to warm up before we do a strength training. So we're gonna get right into the warm-up, stretching up and then coming down, walking out into a high plank and then dipping your hips 4 times. Side to side. And then coming back, walking yourself back, rolling up slowly, stretching up, coming back down, walking out into a tall plank, dipping your hips. I try to start on a different side each time, with the hands as well as with the hips. And back. Rolling up, stretching up, walking out. And dipping your hips. This helps warming up the upper body, the back, as well as twisting into the spine and the abs a bit. Walking yourself back and shaking it out for another moment. Wiggling around a bit, however you want. The next exercise will be elbow twists. So you can bring your arms up a bit and then twist your spine. 1, 2, and on the third one, bring your knee to your elbow. 1, 2, 3, other side. 1, 2, 3, twisting the spine. On the third one, bringing opposite elbow to opposite knee. Of course, always adapt these exercises to your own needs. You could be doing this a lot faster. You could be jumping if you need more intensity. If you need less intensity, do it slower. Also, maybe don't lift your knee all the way or don't lift it at all. So for the next exercise, we're gonna go into a jumping jack and a fly jack. So 1 time out, 1 time up with your arms. The feet keep doing the same thing. Regular jumping jack. It's funny to watch myself doing this. I'm not great at any of these exercises, so let's just be in this together. Jumping jack, fly jack, up and out. And then let's shake it out again. However you wanna. Just, enjoy your own physicality for a moment, the dynamics in your body, whatever is going on in there. And then let's take a deep breath in, arms overhead, and then arms down, once again up. And then stretching one side, stretching another side, stretching to the front. You can jiggle, do a little jiggle twerk here. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. And then a slowed down version of the jiggle. Sorry. We'll get right into our upper body strength training, I promise. Let's tap our head, our skull with our fingertips. The back of the head, back of the neck. And coming to the face with your fingertips, following the bones of your face. Relaxing your voice, massaging your neck a little bit. Releasing the tension from your neck. Tapping your chest, your clavicle bone. You can push your elbow so that you can tap your opposite shoulder. And with both your hands, your lower back, your sacrum, your glute muscles, and into your legs, all the way down to your feet, with a loose fist, and then tapping up on the inside of your legs. And once again, on the outside of the legs, going down all the way into your feet, coming back up on the inside of your legs, side of your torso, under your arms, between your ribs. We're just warming up and kind of diving into the feeling of being in this body. With a loose fist, tapping your arm down on the inside, up on the outside. Clapping. Down on the inside, up on the outside, the other arm. And once again coming to clapping. And then taking a moment to feel what you feel. Dropping into the inner space. Allowing the body to move however it wants to for another moment. This was maybe kind of an awkward warm-up, but I hope you enjoyed. So you can bring that to a close and then go and grab your weights. We're going to turn off this music for now. So for the weights, you could use, as I mentioned before, 2 wine bottles. It could be 2 water bottles. It could be bags filled with books. It could, of course, also be dumbbells. Anything else that you could or would want to use as a weight. Good to start with something that is maybe a bit lighter than what you feel like you can lift, so that you can focus on your form. We're gonna start with biceps curls. So just simply hinging. This is the kind of basic move. Hinging at the elbows, keeping your elbows by your side. We're doing 8 repetitions. We have 8 exercises. We're going to go through them one by one, and then we will do the same thing over, and then we will do the same thing over again. So 3 times 8 repetitions of each exercise. So we're already coming to our second one, squatting down, then pushing up. So squatting down, doing a curl, and then a push up. When you squat, bring your weight back into your heels. Bring your hips as low as possible without your knees having to do something weird. Maybe that's a different range of motion. Maybe also you need to do this faster or slower than me. Feel free. Next exercise will be a bent over row on one side and tricep extension. 8 repetitions of this. Changing sides. Trying to keep a straight line from your heel to the top of your head. Mine is also not perfect. Maybe yours is a bit more perfect than mine. Coming up next, we will have deadlifts. This you could do with a lot more weight usually than all of the other exercises. I'm staying with the same weight, mostly because they look good. Shake it out in between. Tap your head for a second. Do whatever you need to do, just to let this go for a second. And then coming to deadlifts. So weights straight in front of your thighs, coming down and up. And keeping your back flat and bringing your hips backwards a little bit. It's always good to find a breathing pattern. Try breathing out in the harder part of the exercise, so when you're pushing up from your glutes. The next exercise, we're going out in front of us and then out to the sides of us. While we're doing that, pushing up onto our toes. For this exercise, usually you'll be able to lift less weight than for the other ones. So maybe drop down to a lighter bottle or no weight at all. Next up, we have a French press with only one weight. So holding the weight with both your hands behind your head and pushing it up from your elbows. So the rest of the body is not doing anything, if possible. Giving you some angles. Next, we're going to be dropping to the floor on our backs for chest presses. In the 3 different sets, we're going to do 3 different variations of chest presses. I'm going to be lifting my legs to a tabletop, which activates my glutes a bit, but you could also keep your feet down on going for a regular chest press, pushing up straight over your chest and then coming back down. Not dropping your elbows completely to the ground if possible. Once again, finding a breathing rhythm. And then somehow, whichever way, finding a way to your belly. Yeah. Then we're going to do Supermans. I'm doing them without weights. If you have the stamina, please do them with. Stretching out and pulling the elbows back and together as much as possible. As you're pulling back, making a fist, so you're kind of working against yourself. Lifting your legs so that your whole core needs to work as well as your lower back. Stretch back into child's pose for a second. And shake it out a little bit, however you wanna. So I'm taking a little break and drinking a sip of water. Feel free to get yourself a drink of water as well. before we start into the second round. You could also be jogging around a bit. It's always good to keep your heart rate up. Yeah, whatever. Okay, coming back into a bit of a jog and then a fly jack, jumping jack, just to get our heart rates back up. And then grab your weights again, and we'll start right back in with our biceps curls. Straight up and down, elbows by your sides. Posture is always more important than the amount of weight you're lifting, so if you can have a clean posture, then increase the weight. Okay, I got through that fast. And then squat plus an overhead press. 8 repetitions. Remember to sink back with that squat. Keeping your back flat and making sure you don't go any lower than your knees allow, so that your knees stay in line with your feet. When they start buckling, then maybe go less low. Bent over row with the triceps extension on one side. 8 repetitions. Trying to find a straight line from your heel to the top of your head. Changing sides. Then once we're done with that, flex a bit. It is kind of funny how fast your muscles get activated. Shake it out. It's good to take these little breathers in between. Yeah, so relax your voice if you want to. Kind of helps to actually notice the impact of the exercises we're doing. Coming back to deadlift, opening your feet a little bit hip wide, and then coming down and up. Weight going back into your glutes and then pushing up from your glutes. Breathing out as you come up, breathing in as you go down. Keeping a flat back, slight bend in your knees. Once again, front and side as we lift up onto our toes. If possible, of course, if this is too much for you today, then keep your heels on the ground. Also, if your form starts to suffer, dropping your weights completely. Straight to the front and straight to the side. keeping your arms straight as you're doing this, pushing up on your heels. 8 repetitions. And then we come back to our French press, holding only one weight behind your head, and then pushing up from your elbows. Straight up and down in your spine. Rest of the body's not doing much. Once again, coming to our backs for chest press. Palms facing in this time. Straight up above your chest. Once again, I'm doing a tabletop, trying to keep my lower back flat against the ground. This is to activate the core a bit. However, finding a way to your belly. Could also be called the most complicated way to change sides. Then Superman's. Stretching our arms out and lifting our feet, legs and thighs up. Holding our arms down and squeezing our shoulder blades together. You can stretch out for a second here to a cobra, for example. Twisting side to side. We're taking a little break before we go into the last set. Stretching back into child's pose. And shaking it out. Go and grab a drink of water. Cheers. Okay, we're coming to the last set with these 8 exercises, 8 repetitions each. I'm already suffering a little bit. But yeah, let's pose and then start with our bicep curls. Squat to overhead press. And then bent over row to tricep extension. changing sides. There's always roughly 8 repetitions. If you need to do these faster or slower, it's fine to do a bit less or a bit more. If you want to keep time with me, otherwise, of course, feel free to stick to the 8 repetitions. Breathe and shake it out for a second. Wiggle your bum if you want to. Any other way of releasing whatever feels good for you right now. Yeah, you can tell what feels good for me. Next up, deadlifts. Straight back. Weight into your heels and your glutes. Pushing up from your glutes. Breathing out as you come up. French press. I did forget the front and side lifts here. Coming to our backs, and this time a wide chest press. So not locking out your elbows completely, but opening them wide and bringing them together in front of your chest. Keeping your lower back flat to the ground, to your mat or whatever the surface is that you're on. And then once you're done with that, find a way to your belly. Supermans. Lifting arms and legs, pulling back your arms. Bringing your shoulders and elbows close to each other. Like you're pulling something down over your head. Okay, and then relax, and we will get into a little cool down and stretch. You can either follow your own flow for that or watch me for inspiration. I'm not going to talk you through it, so just either copy what I'm doing or follow your own thread or mix the two. Just taking the time to really feel into what your body needs now, what feels good, what helps you to arrive in the sensations in your body after this little upper body strength workout. And I hope you enjoy. Take your time for this. And then I'll see you next time. Ciao.